Hi, this is Lawrence Frontera, also known as a Punk with Toys on Instagram, and today I got something special. I know I say that seems all the time, but let's be honest, I like toys. The things I'm gonna do reviews are, I find special. So anyway, today I was able to pick up before the pre-order started shipping, and I know they started popping all over the country, and you can probably see them over here, is the Breaker and Ram Cycle. Nice figure. I'm happy for the most part. Again, let's take a look at it. Here's our wonderful box. And it is a big box, just like the Baroness, with amazing artwork. I do love the artwork. It's kind of funny. It doesn't look like they put the Gatling gun on it at all. But Cobra Island, which means it is a Target exclusive, but I guarantee you people are going to be dropping these pre-orders because they're going to find them. I think they're getting 3, at least right now, 3 to a store. I found it this morning. They're starting to pop up here in Michigan. They've been popping up elsewhere. Here you have the back of it, and as you can see, it's the Cobra Island. Doesn't give you the look of the rest of the or the montage of all the figures like the normal figures do, but the Cobra Island, and if I remember correctly, and I should probably check it, but that it gives you different spots, kind of like where he's been or where he's going. So anyway, that's your box. It's a big box. If you're a collector, you keep the boxes. You're gonna run out of space, but hey, oh wow. So I'm not even gonna go over the figure. I'm gonna review him to the original Breaker, and now I finally get to review a vehicle. And I'm gonna get to review the Ram Cycle, the original Ram to the 1982-83 Ram, which, believe it or not, was one I never had. All the figures I had, all the vehicles that I had, I never had one. I actually recently got one. When I say recently, I mean the past few years. So anyway, quick look at our figure. There he is. I know people have already kind of complained about him looking like Captain America, but what do you expect? Our original Breaker looks like him. Obviously, he has more detail, but hey, isn't that what you want? A little more detail? So, if he's gonna look like a rugged Captain America, Chris Evans, I mean, let's be honest. Guy's a damn good looking guy. I wish someone would make me look like him. Anyway, here's our figure. Very plain, okay? Very plain, which is fine because it tells me they're leading to be able to maybe make army builders for us. And then our Ram Cycle here, which I'm gonna go over. And then our classic, our original Ram Cycle. Again, you look at the two and you clearly can see the inspiration of the two, and I'm very happy with it, to be honest. Probably happier with the Ram Cycle than the figure. And I will get into the figure right now. So let's take a look and compare these, review them, and you can decide. And when I say you decide, you go out and you find this at Target. All right, let's take a look at them. All right, so another quick look at the box. Here we go. Cobra Island, G.I. Joe Classified, Elvin, Breaker, Kibby. I don't understand why they decided to do that with him. They did it also with Beachhead, I believe. I don't really need to know their full names. You know, I know their full names if you gave them file cards, which, as we know, we're not kidding. There's your picture of your Ram Cycle, and then you get the side art. Again, as I said, this thing is big. All right. And if you didn't know, you can take the front of it, if you have 2 of them, and you can match it up on the side to make a bigger picture. Just in case you didn't know that. And here you go. There's the back of the Cobra Island. And again, it looks really cool. I like it. That's impressive. Everything they've done with this, for the most part, is top notch. He is number 29. So it looks like maybe we're getting back on track to the numbers being proper as we still wait for the last two G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie. So we'll take a look at the Ram cycles. So here is our two Ram cycles, and as you can see, we're actually going to move the breakers out of the way. So you have two Ram cycles. If you look at the front, you can definitely tell that it took the inspiration from the top here, where this may have just been a sticker, but the way that it's curved and everything, this one is obviously way more sleeker than our original, but what can you expect? And as you turn to the side here, you have your Gatling gun, and I think they did a really nice job when you look at everything that's on here. On your sidecar is very similar to what you have here, from the circles, you know, just everything, to the Gatling gun itself. You know, you have your little top pieces here. All right. And even when you look at the cycle here, the way they followed the cover for the wheel, it's the same. There's no side bags. Back of it, both have dual exhaust, although it was almost like Hasbro didn't know what they were doing, so they just cut it in half on our original. But it looks really nice over here. You look at this side, you gotta follow your hoses, into your exhaust, your engine, everything like that. They even put some detail. Obviously, here's our original. It's a sticker. This one comes already on it. And the wheel does turn, so if you did want to make it turn, you can make him look like he's turning. Now, sidecar does come off like the original. I cannot pull off my original as it fell not too long ago and I had to use a little glue to get it on. But this does come off and it pops open, and what you have is the Gatling gun. And this is the exact same gun that comes with the Heavy Artillery Roadblock, the Amazon exclusive. All right. And the barrels do rotate. So, again, I don't know how much you're really going to rotate. The thing I did notice here, just like with Roadblock, is the barrels are actually bent. So, to me, I thought at first maybe it was the Roadblock and how it's packaged. I'm starting to believe at the factory, the mold is actually bent a little bit, and it's causing that problem. What this one does not have is the ammo barrel that goes right here, and that's because it has to fit in your sidecar. And what they actually did was they made this piece here where your handle is going to go. So the handle pops in like that, so it stays in place, so it's not moving around. This thing pops right back on, and you're good to go. And again, this thing, it fits on real nicely. We got two pegs to get the feet on there, and it does have nice rubber wheels. Sidecar does not, just a plastic one that's going to make noise, but again, if your kid's playing with it, or your dog is playing with it, I guess. Hold on. Sorry about that. Dog decided he wanted to leave. So anyway, there's your Ram cycle. As you can see here, same, almost the same markings. The 1027, although this one says MC, and if I look here, that one looks like it says MG. So yeah, so they are different. One is MG, one is MC. So they did make that different, and I'm willing to bet they just screwed up somehow. All right, let's take a look at our breakers. Here's our breaker, and I'm gonna say right off the bat, I have not had too many complaints about the classified series since I first started getting them, but he already has wobbly legs. And when I say wobbly legs, I mean extremely wobbly legs. To the point where, yeah, you can stand him, but if you try and pose him, his legs are not staying in place. He does have the drop down hips. So this is a little disappointing. I may actually contact Hasbro and see if they'll do something to fix this. I don't like to complain too much, but I mean, those legs are completely wobbly, and without any type of stand, he is he's not really going to stand for very long. All right, so to compare him, I do believe he has a completely new molded legs. As I looked at my other figures, I couldn't see any molds of the legs or the boots that are the same. Now the crotch, I do believe is the same as a lot of them. The arms here, along with the chest piece, I do believe is the same for Flint, Duke, but they put the vest on it. So the vest is where you see a difference. Okay, they both have, you know, our green, black boots. He does have knee pads. No grenade or knife like the original, which is kind of disappointing, but they did give this nice little vest with ammo packs, except for this gun is Snake Eyes' gun. He doesn't come with a gun other than the Gatling gun that he's meant to carry when he's not using this, which unfortunately to me, I think is actually kind of disappointing, because one of the biggest things with heavy artillery Roadblock is that he's so big and muscular that you can only expect a few Joes to really be able to carry that, like Gung Ho and Roadblock. So now you have this Breaker who's supposed to be able to carry that, and that I'm just not cool with. But I'm not going to be removing it anyway. Now we get to the helmet, and I really do like the helmet. And as you can see, it's obviously different because it doesn't attach to a backpack like our original 1982 straight arm Breaker. I just want to say that because I only got a couple straight arms. So anyway, but it really does look very similar. The mic is obviously on the other side than the original, and he does not have glasses, but this guy's going to be riding a motorcycle, so you'd expect him to have some glasses. But we're in a different day and age than 1982, when they're still, you know, coming out of Vietnam and different things like that, where everything can be stored and housed, all communications, electronics, in a small helmet like this. So I really do like this. I think it's really cool. I do like this figure. I wish they would have given him like a sidearm, which would have looked really nice on the pants. I obviously wish his legs weren't so wobbly, as it's very disappointing. It does have this drop down again. From what I understand, that's so you can sit them easier, but I'm not sure how much you actually needed them. But any figure that I need to use stands, I use stands for. He's going to be on the bike for right now, at least in this display. And he does fit on fairly easy, I guess. You know, you have your knees, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. You know, now that I look at this, I do wonder, because if they're going to pinless joints, maybe he does share some sort of leg with some of the older figures, because they went to pinless. So he's not pinless yet, so. But he does rotate pretty nicely. I did not have to put him in any hot water or anything. So let's just get this Breaker out of the way. Pop them on here. The handles here do rotate, so you can get the hands on there pretty nicely and then rotate them to where you need to be. So it is a little hard to get it on there, but not all that bad. Pop them on here, and now you can kind of rotate them however you want him. His head does swivel up enough, so it looks like he is looking up at where he's going. So there is a quick look at your new Cobra Island Target exclusive breaker. I do like the figure. One thing you're not going to hear me say is this might be my favorite figure, because as much as I like the idea of what they can do with him, with all the originals and just making a few tweaks, new head molds, obviously new vests, I'm disappointed in the legs. And really, he doesn't have a lot, but he's not supposed to. He's supposed to represent our 1982 G.I. Joe breaker, which I think they do a really good job of putting a modern take on it. So let's wrap this. All right, so there you have it. That is your breaker and ram cycle. A lot of different things that you can do with it, to be honest. Whether or not you want to use him, another figure, it's great. It's a perfect size. It's sized way better than the Cobra Coil, which I think is a hideous looking bike. You can fully tell when you look at the original classified line from all of last year that they were going for a different look. But I think that they maybe saw what the community was saying, how the community wants more classic style Joes. Understand this. This is a $42 figure along with the bike. The new figures now, they went from $20 to $23. The people, for the majority of the people buying these, we're collectors. These are not kids playing with these. I wish they would do a better job of putting out the retro figures to other than just Walmart, and hell, Walmart puts them out there. But anyway, to actually make the kids want them. I think they did a nice job with the smaller 6-inch Snake Eyes movie figures, but that movie bombed. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of kids that are gravitating towards that, other than Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, which are just the cool ninjas. So I mean, I do see them going off the shelf, so kids are buying them. I don't think adults are getting them. But again, I think Hasbro and the G.I. Joe team is listening to what people are saying, that they want more classic looking figures. And again, you can't get much more classic when you're looking at him, but yet modern. I don't want a figure that looks exactly like him, because times have changed over 40 plus years. Or I guess not exactly 40 years, but almost 40 years. And this is a nice update. The bike is nice. They did specifically talk about how it has bigger wheels, because you're supposed to be on the island, and you're gonna want to be going over, you know, bigger obstacles, through the mud, through the dirt, through the grass. So they wanted to put bigger tires on it, and honestly, it looks and scales way better than the Cobra Coil, which I don't know, maybe if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm not a big fan of. Baroness, yes. Cobra Coil, not so much. And believe me, there's not a figure in the classified series that I have looked for, that I had to look for harder, to only finally order it and then find a couple the next day after I received it. So anyway, that's it. I wanted to get this out. He is dropping right now. It is September 27th, right? And pre-orders aren't supposed to ship, I think, till October 3rd. So you look around at your Targets, these are popping up. As of right now, from what I can see, it looks like they're getting the cases of 3. Every store will probably be getting 1. They're probably going to go like the Baroness, but it really does seem like Hasbro and Target realize people want these. So they're going to give them to us, because you can still get that Baroness. She pops up on the Target app. I got her really quick. I know after I got her, she popped up. I started seeing her around. Same with the Viper, the Cobra, yeah, Cobra Trooper, right? Is that Cobra Trooper? I forget which one. I don't want to get yelled at by the community. And Beachhead and, well, I guess Roadblock, but God, no one likes a Roadblock. They should just redo that and call it Heavy Duty. It would make everyone happy. Frankly, I don't care because I don't have their names of my classified figures. Anyway, obviously once I start rambling, we know we're done. But this is it. Go out, get them. Give it a couple weeks before you start hoarding them to make a army of ram cycles, because this is going to take up a lot of room. Collectors want to get just one. Let the collectors get one before you start hoarding. I've already seen people buying 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. I guess it is your money, but most of these guys are, let's be honest, so many of these guys are just box collectors because they want to turn around and hopefully make a profit later on in life. Who am I to tell you how to spend your money? I just know that we are trying to help the community have a good time, display these figures. I know I do. You can see at the beginning, and you can see in the beginning that I have it already displayed. I redid my display this weekend and made a spot because I was hoping that I'd find it before it shipped, and sure enough, I did. So anyway, rambling, time for me to go. Go out, get yourself a breaker, find it. Hopefully it's easy. Hopefully you don't have to spend hours upon hours upon hours looking for it, because honestly, toy hunting is fun. Toy hunting, knowing that nothing is going to show up, is anything but fun, and really just turns people off to the hobby. So anyway, thumbs up whether you like the video or not, because it helps me out. And hey, we're all part of the same community. Want to give me a follow on Instagram, A Punk with Toys. I will post whenever I get new toys, when I make new displays. I just want to display my toys. I display it over there because it's just fun. So A Punk with Toys on Instagram. I'm rambling. It's time for me to get out. Have a great night.